They like in the shopkeeper.
Yeah,
like,
the shopkeeper.
was addressing the mannequin. It's just on my poses. There's the mannequin.
But I would also be scared of doing what's
I'd
to
be
come
scared
in.
if he comes to Peter, we're running away. I would be like, it wasn't me.
It's like Joop Joop. You guys know Joop Joop. He's like, what's that?
Wasn't he the guy that killed the people in the Mini Cooper?
Yeah, now he has a show where he catches
Wow. Kill someone and you get a show. Okay.
cheetahs. Yes, making
I
a lot
said
of
that,
money.
guys. I said that
Making
loud.
a lot of money.
That's okay.
But he really killed those kids, too.
In the car.
That's what I keep saying. Like
With the
every time
line.
he catches these guys out, I'm like, they should be like, yeah, but you killed those kids. Flip the script, put on him. Like you killed the kids.
What did he do with lions?
Hey?
He said lions.
He catches cheetahs.
Oh, cheetahs! Sorry! Oh, he's going to the wild and now he's telling people about lions and cheetahs. So he catches cheetahs out.
Yes.
Okay.
But in the Kasi.
Okay, can we go?
Yeah, we can.
Let's just do it.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Nadine.
I'm Jen.
I'm Ashley.
And
we're Women's Warehouse. We are here to uplift
Educate.
And empower.
you. Welcome, ladies. We are so excited to be with you guys tonight, and we are ending off Sexy September.
Can't believe it.
And yeah, can you believe that we were working it out? I think we've got 13 weeks left, and then it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? But listen, just let's get back to Sexy September. We have done quite a lot, and there's been a lot of postage on social media, and the main topic has been pleasure, the right to have pleasure. And I'm going to start off with my team, and I'm going to ask them what they believe Sexy September meant for them. Jen?
I think for me it was actually quite a time to reevaluate. So I'm a 42-year-old woman, and if you went through to our live sessions, I've had my struggles with hormones, etc. And I think it was just reevaluating my pleasure. So doing an intern on myself. What do I like? What don't I like? You know, how is my sexual relationship with my partner? And obviously then touching on like things like communication. How can we do things differently? So I think it was a very good month to understand my right to pleasure. What do I like as a woman? So I think we deal a lot with, it's always about the man.
Yeah.
And it gave me the opportunity to look at myself and go, what do I like? What does Jen like? How's Jen's body's changed? How can we spice it up together? Because it's difficult when you're sitting where I am and you're going, my body isn't 100%, but you've still got a partner that also needs that intimacy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's reevaluating. I reevaluated sort of like a CFO being counter. I reevaluated my life in Sexy September, and it was really good. I really enjoyed the content, and I think it opened it up a lot to see what the ladies are feeling as well, the audience that we
Engage
speak
with,
to.
yeah. Okay, that's excellent. And for you?
I learned a lot. Not only about sex toys and lube and all that, but also the importance of communication when it comes to pleasure. Because like Nadine said earlier on, pleasures and sex is not just for men.
No.
It's for women.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you need to communicate what you want and what you really, really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So tell me what
You know, so that you can have pleasure. You know, sex is not just a one-way street. You both need to enjoy the
Yes.
process. You both need to enjoy the journey, and how you do that is through communicating.
Absolutely. And I think just on Ash's side, I know we're wrapping up Sexy September tonight, but Ash is going to be live tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll remind you at the end again. So just tell us what you're going to be talking about tomorrow.
So the whole theme for World Sexual Health
Yeah.
Awareness Month is pleasure and your right to pleasure, because pleasure is actually your human right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, both for men and for women. So tomorrow's topic is going to be all about your right to pleasure as a woman.
And let's be honest, guys, with all the load shedding, we hope you had a lot of pleasure. But I think that's all that was left to do during ESCOM. Thank you, ESCOM. That's the only thing we're going to thank you for
Yes.
is pleasure.
Yeah.
So I think what did you think? Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting because I think that as an older woman going into your 50s, you know, your body changes. And for me, what I just really loved about this September and talking about it was, for me, is that, you know, the older you get, the more comfortable you are with your body. And Jen's laughing because I was just like, you know what? So I might have a little bit of more cellulite and the boobs are not that points way up high. You know, I was just like, if you don't like it, tough, you know, this is as good as it's going to get.
These are our conversations in the office. Like, what did you say? Just what? Take it.
Take it in, baby.
Just take it in.
Just take it in.
Put the lights on.
Yeah, put the lights on. I love that.
it.
So for me, it's you know, and I think that I just want to encourage all the ladies that are sort of more mature, you know, just all those things that you didn't want to do when you were in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and you were shy and you were like, you know, covering
Don't look
everything.
at me.
Don't look at me. I'm too shy. My tummy's too fat. I would say to my husband, grab it, man. If you don't like the jiggle, you know what? It's just tough. Because I am who I am, you know? And it's just, and girls, can I just say something to you? You know what we do? We keep the nice wine glasses for the guests. And you know, the nice things we keep them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared where this is going.
Don't keep it. Use it.
Use it, man.
Use everything.
Use everything. Use the nice.
Be a better time.
Yeah, you know, I was one of those that didn't want to use the nice
Fine china.
fine china and the crystal glasses and everything.
You're
I've
right.
broken all the crystal glasses, by the way. Dance in the shower. Have wine in the shower.
Yeah.
With your crystal glass. Because you
Yes.
know what? You have these things around you, but you never use them. And, you know, life is short. You don't know. Life is not guaranteed. So I'm just saying,
Go for
girls,
it.
go for it.
Go for it.
And that's what I learned in September is that be comfortable with your body, enjoy your body because this is your body and this is the only one you've got. So if you are on a diet, okay, you might have a little bit of a flab and a hang and a thing there, but it's okay because you're working on it. So it's cool.
Yeah, I like what you said because when we were looking at the social media and the responses that we got, a lot more women want to know about sex as we get older and pleasure as we get older. And I think we have this idea of grandeur that it's going to be the same when you were in your 20s and you know, guys, it's not. It constantly changes, and I think where communication comes in is that it's not that awkward silence where you need to tell your partner, listen, I need a little bit more of this, or I need a little bit more of that, or you know what, guys, today was only a 3. Let's high five each other for trying. Let's high five each other. You know, we've done a little bit of research. We've been reading a few books, and I think do not be too hard on yourself. It's not going to be the same. You guys are going to grow together, laugh together. Sometimes it's going to be a mess. I think it's going to be messy. And it's going to be like, oh, what did we just do? And then other times it's going to be like high fives for everyone. But we were reading about it, and sometimes it's a 3, sometimes it's an 8. Don't put pressure.
Absolutely.
And I think one lady asked, what did she? She said, how many times is... How many times is a good sex life? So we always get told you must have sex. How many?
I saw TikTok. So for people my age, like for people in their 20s, 7 times. So like every day.
7 times a
That's
day.
7 times 7.
Sorry, not a
On
day.
average.
7.
Every
day.
day. No, not 7 times a day.
Wow.
There will be no flab. There will just be abs. I'll tell you right now. There'll be no flab. No diet.
No. Like every day. 7.
Wow, what is your age group now?
20s.
No.
Do not put pressure. I read a book, and it's called Sheet Music, and I'm still busy finishing it. And he was talking about don't put pressure on that every time has to be the perfect 10, but also in different relationships and marriages, if you communicate, you can make the perfect sexual intimate relationship between yourselves. If you are professionals, imagine a surgeon on call. He's not going to be home every single night. No. So if you guys are comfortable with twice a week and you are sexually fulfilled and both of you aren't looking for other partners, which is a no, then it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and I think that for me, you know, as you get older, so, you know, you find that the kids leave the house and it's just you and your partner left. And then you can go back to it once a day.
Yeah, and being naked. I like being naked at home.
Yeah, just walk around naked because there's nobody home.
Nobody home.
So that's where it all just comes to being comfortable in your skin. And I think that that's so important, you know. So that's why I'm just saying that ladies...
Show my ash.
Sorry, she's
Do you see this pure commitment This is a Thursday night and she's committed. I will give you. Oh, yeah. I will give you.
I am choking on my teeth.
Anyway, so
Sorry.
no, it's fine as long as you're okay.
This is real, guys. Everyone's in bed. It's load shedding, and we're talking to you about sexy September.
Yeah, so I think that Sexy September was really good, and we'd love to hear your comments on what your thoughts were. And I think that there's, if you would like to ask a question, now's your time to ask a question, and we will answer them as best as we can. And I think that, for me, at the end of the day, your sexuality is part of being a human. It's part of being a woman. God, like I say, God made us sexual beings, and why not talk about it? Even though a lot of people think it's a taboo, I don't believe it's a taboo. The more we talk about it, the more you're basically setting yourself in a position where you're educated and you're uplifted and you're empowered.
I think that's why the dialogue is so important, and that's why Sexy September is something that we wanted to do, because next year we'll be opening up different aspects. This was very basic, how to spice it up, how to increase your pleasure. Next year's theme could be something more on the serious side, and we're going to be having a dialogue with it. And I think the important thing is that we have dialogue as women together, not opposing each other, but to understand, and also an opportunity to create an environment and a community where we can share, what makes me feel good. And another thing, that I'm not alone. I had a big problem with being alone in the situation I was in. I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought there was a problem. Meantime, going through and going onto My Sexual Health and on the websites and listening to ladies and the content we put out, a lot of people were saying they're going through the same thing as well. They were walking around feeling depressed.
Yes.
And it actually sets women free. So that's why we have the conversations. It might be a taboo. It might be, but we're there to break those barriers. That's why we're having a cup of tea. This is a conversation with your girlfriends. If you have a question, ask a question. Ashley, you're okay. That's my question. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah, so do we have any questions from our camera lady?
Yes, we have 2 questions so far.
Okay, great.
Question number 1 is, what is a safe age to have sex?
Okay. All right, so I think, who wants to answer that? Should I
I
answer?
think you go for it.
Okay. We can talk about it. I think let's discuss it, because I don't think that there's, in my opinion, all right, it does, a lot of it is around your belief system. Some people have, beliefs, and I know that, from my side, it's a Christian viewpoint. So when you look at somebody that, and I think also it's about maturity. So for me, at the end of the day, it's like some children will mature at the age of 13, whereas other children will mature at the age of 18. So it just depends. So for me, it's that level of understanding, not mature. That was the wrong word. Understanding. When understanding comes.
Yes.
Because, you can have a child that's really switched on and they understand things at the age of 13 or 14, where some other children at the age of 18 don't have that understanding. So and I think that's, for me, that's the same thing when it comes to sex.
So for me, I've got a 13-year-old daughter. And for me, it's understanding her environment, because the challenges that she faces is far different to when I was 13 years old.
Absolutely. It's a very
The
different
pressure
generation.
is there. I see it in the way she conducts herself. I see in the way she looks at herself. And for me, it's about safety. So you're understanding, I want to talk about safety. And for me, it's about, you need to understand, when you go into an intimate relationship with somebody, there's a level of safety and trust between the two of you. And I think it's vitally important. And hormones are out there, guys. We get it. There's chemicals, your prefrontal cortex, or prefrontal lobes. It's disappeared. It's not even there. So we get it. So just for me, it's about safety and using wisdom.
I was going to say wisdom is
wisdom
and
is,
that comes
is
with
big.
understanding.
And if you don't feel comfortable, and I just want you, God's put something in you called discernment. Other people call it a sixth sense, intuition, whatever you want. We call it discernment. It's a gift. If you feel uncomfortable, it's not right. It's not safe. It's not safe.
100%.
So go with your gut. you know, girls that go menstruate, you know, that's a time when you can be sexually active because your body is
Ready to have
have a
a baby.
baby.
Yeah.
And you must understand that comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
So for me, it's all about the safety and using wisdom. If you are thinking about having sex, go speak to someone you can trust. Let them give you good advice. And again, I was saved later on in my life. So there's no judgment. It's just use wisdom and be safe. Because there's STDs, these are real things. Gonorrhea, all these things. It's not to scare you, it's a reality.
Yeah.
You know, it can happen just,
And AIDS, guys.
yes, it
AIDS
is.
is a real thing. You know, it's not like because we don't talk about it.
Yes.
I mean, we don't hear about, you know, when I was growing up, AIDS was a big thing and people were dying from AIDS. But today there's medication for AIDS.
Yes.
But AIDS is still there.
Yeah,
And people are still getting AIDS.
Correct.
But we don't talk about it.
Yes.
So,
And,
you know,
and
you don't want
HPV, guys, HPV.
all those things.
Human papillomavirus, it is from, and this is a fact, it's from multiple partners.
Yeah.
Your risk is higher.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, using wisdom.
Yeah.
It's not a judgment. We want you to be safe. That is our heart for you guys. So we'll always tell you the truth. HPV, human papillomavirus, cervical cancer, it's from multiple partners. Be aware. Be aware of it. We don't want anybody to be hurt or have a disease. That's where we say, you know, there's really no safe age. I mean, you could be 20 and have different partners. You need to use wisdom. That's all.
And I just want to touch on, because obviously we know what kids, you know, are exposed to in terms of social media.
Yes.
And you know, the explicit content and sexual education is so easily found on the internet, you know.
Yes.
And kids younger and younger
Yes.
have access to, are using smartphones,
Yes.
so they have access to these things. I just want to speak, like, you know, to the younger generation. Do not let anyone pressurize you
Amen.
into thinking that you should have sex. Whether, you know, it's your friends, your friend groups, because then let me tell you something, that's not your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. Don't let anyone pressurize you into having sex. Whether it's a boyfriend, whether it's your friend, even family. Because sometimes you get your cousin, maybe that's like a year older than you, or 2 years older than you, like, oh, I've had sex already. How come you haven't had sex? You haven't had sex? You must have sex. Don't let anyone
Tell you.
pressurize
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I like that. Thank
And
you.
also just remember, your body is precious. I think at the end of the day, you know, your body's precious. And, you know, I was hearing, I actually read a thing, I think it was this week actually, where a guy was talking about, you know, anything that is precious is difficult to get. So if you look at gold, you've got to really dig to find gold and precious metals and precious diamonds and things like that. And those things are covered up. And that's how you got to look at your body. You know, your body is precious. And man, if somebody wants your body, they need to work for it.
Yeah.
You don't just give it to them because it's precious.
You know, there's other things, if you're younger, there's other things that need to be concentrated on. When we look at our country, you know, get yourself into a position where you can, you know, build a career or look at, you know, going to school or that sort of thing. You know, it's vitally important to look at the priorities. I think the way the world has made us think that sex and being intimate is a priority. It's not.
It's not.
We need to use wisdom. And our children, I look at my daughter, all I can do is lay a foundation. I don't know what's coming. You know, you don't know what's coming. All you can do is lay a foundation and give them the right pieces of advice and just hope, you know, that they use wisdom at the end of the day. Because it's tough out there for kids, guys. It's tough out there.
It's not just for kids. I think about all the single ladies out there, and you know, we're in a fortunate position where you know, we have committed partners, and we've been with them for a long time.
Correct, we're fortunate.
And you know, we're very fortunate. But there's a lot of ladies out there that are single and that don't have somebody that they can, you know, that they're comfortable with, and it's a safe place.
Yes.
And must be quite a scary place to be in. You know, so
go back to our post on vibrators. The single ladies. Oh, the single ladies. Oh, the single ladies.
Yeah.
Just go back to that.
Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Next question.
Next question is it okay to bleed on your first time?
Okay.
Okay.
That's different for everyone.
Yes.
And also, we talk a lot about at our My V and Me parties about hymen. There's different types of hymen. So depending on the type of hymen that you have, will determine
Absolutely.
whether you bleed
Absolutely.
or not. There's 12 different types of hymen. You actually have some women that don't even have a hymen.
Yeah.
It's an open hymen.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't bleed on
Yeah.
her first time. Or maybe she'll bleed very little.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that the penis has to penetrate through, because usually when the penis has to penetrate through the screen, that's when it causes a tear, and that's when
The
the bleeding
yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
So depending on what type of hymen you have, will
Yeah.
determine.
And
whether
also,
you bleed or not.
have you ridden a horse? Have you fallen off a bike?
No, you
These
can,
things can all, we need to break those stigmas against
Absolutely,
that as
100%,
well.
yeah.
And that's we deal with the sexy side of September, but there's an unsexy side too, and it's
Absolutely, yeah.
dealing with these things, like understanding your hymen, bleeding. In some cultures, if you don't have a hymen, then you're classified as unclean and not a virgin. So that's the unsexy side
absolutely.
to September.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah. And I think also your worth and the way you see yourself is not tied to your hymen.
Amen, girl, preach.
Is not at all. Because, I mean, you find that in a lot of
A lot
cultures,
of
like Jen
cultures,
just
yeah.
mentioned now. You know, if you don't have a hymen, you're unclean, you're not worthy.
Not
You
if
know,
you can't
and
get married.
that's not it at all.
No,
Because like we
girl.
said, you can break your hymen riding a horse, doing gymnastics, even
Yeah.
falling, you know, in a certain way. And some women are born without a hymen.
Yeah.
So your hymen is not tied to your worth.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Very good. Very, very good. Is there any more questions?
There's another 2 questions. What do I do if my partner does not ask my consent?
Okay. Well, if your partner doesn't ask your consent, it depends on the mood. I suppose if you're both in the mood, then it's fine. But if you're not in the mood and you say no, it's no.
Yeah.
No is no. And, you know, at the end of the day, if he forces himself on that, that's rape.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
as simple as that.
Plain
And we need to highlight that rape can happen in marriage, guys. You cannot
Yeah.
force a partner if
Yeah.
there is consent. Consent is the big C in this whole thing. There has to be a 2-party consent. You don't have to feel obligated. You don't have to do anything. That's where communication comes in as well.
Yeah, the 2 C's.
The 2
Consent.
C's:
Consent.
consent and communication.
Next question.
Is toys safe to use during sex while going through menopause?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not.
Just clean them.
Yeah, I think that's
Just
a big
please,
thing.
hygiene.
Hygiene
Hygiene.
is very important because
Cool.
your vagina is very sensitive, and we all know that women get UTIs and bacterial infections very, very quickly. So again, it's important that you make sure that all your sex toys are clean,
Yes.
and you know, wash them with not Jik.
No.
No.
I know that there's people that do that. There's people that do it.
Use
Or
your
you
Gynaguard or some.
so use a
Soap.
feminine product,
Yeah.
a feminine soap to
Yes.
clean it, because just
Rather
remember,
say yes, because people will use something wrong.
Actually.
We've actually heard about that.
yeah,
Yes.
you know, so just be wise in that, because you don't want to have Jik on a vibrator and then you're putting it inside your vagina and you're gonna just
Asking for problems.
Yeah.
you're gonna just disrupt the whole pH balance of your vagina, and that's not going to be healthy. So, you know, use wisdom with that, and yeah, and hygiene. I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, that's
Big
important.
hygiene.
Yeah.
Wash hands. Oh, also talking about hygiene. We were talking about it just before we came live. Is also peeing after sex.
Yes.
People, vitally important. Pee after sex. It's not only get rid of all, if there's anything in there, your urine acts as a antibacterial.
Yeah.
So how amazing is that?
Yeah, and you're actually normally after sex you will want to pee anyway.
Yeah.
That's just a
And you
natural.
should pee before.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna build it up, apparently.
Just
I'm like pee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually learned from a comedian, but also
From a comedian.
From a
Comedian.
No, so he was talking about when he was younger, and his mom would go to the bathroom. She never used toilet paper, and she would ask him to fill the cup, and then he must bring it to her in the bathroom, sit on the toilet,
Yeah.
and she'd clean her vagina. Yeah,
Well, a vulva.
yeah, vulva.
Yeah.
Yes, vulva.
With the
Just with water.
Yeah, water.
he had to bring it to
He had to bring it to her.
Oh,
Like,
took myself on that
Joseph,
part.
bring the bathroom. Joseph.
Yeah, no, not doing
You know,
that.
every
yeah.
time she'll be like, Joseph, then he's like, oh, man. And he must bring a cup of water. And he says sometimes you make the water so cold.
Ah, Joseph. Ah.
Sometimes just wash it out with water. I tried it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, peeing works. I was like, okay, that's actually very cool. Because a lot of people don't know, and you can get very bad infections if you don't, and you have sex and you don't clean afterwards. So just a note, Sexy September.
Also, you don't want it to smell funky down
No,
there.
no.
Because
Clean. Gynecology wipes, Feminine wipes.
just
And I love those
remember
people.
that your vagina is a self-cleaning oven.
Yes.
So don't worry about too much.
In the vagina.
Not in,
Just
just
around
out.
the vulva.
The vulva.
Vulva.
That's in
You
there.
wash your vulva, people.
Because your vagina will clean out the semen and things.
Man,
Right, so.
that's just
As you
amazing.
go.
That's
Has
just
it
amazing.
ever happened to you?
With one.
After after you've already had your session and now you're walking, you just feel plop.
Yes.
Yes, plenty.
Okay. I just
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first.
52
No
years old.
No awkward silences here. Okay.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. You know.
So do you think we wrapped up Sexy September?
I think we had a sexy September.
We did have a sexy. There's another question.
Okay.
How do I know I have a UTI?
Oh, you will know, girl.
You will
You
know
will
all
know,
about it.
girl.
Burn.
It
Or it feels like you need to pee all
Yeah,
the
there's
time.
different types.
Yes.
So there's that type. That's the worst, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the
Pee
worst.
all
Where
the
you
time.
feel like you constantly need to pee, and every time you go to the toilet, it's like a little boop boop,
Yeah.
which is very irritating. Because
Yeah.
you have stuff to do.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one, which is like itchiness,
Yeah.
and you're just itching the whole time,
Yeah.
and there's nothing you can do. And then there's the burning.
Yeah.
The burning is also a big one.
Yeah.
But there's
Okay.
some stuff that you can take. I think there's
Lots of
Canesten or
things.
1PC, or
Yeah.
there's even the yogurt.
Yogurt, that worked for me. I remember you still told us
Yes,
about
that's
it.
right.
She did it.
And it worked immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not exaggerating, it worked immediately.
Yeah, but it's
It has
not
to be plain yogurt,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
use
Not
strawberry
strawberry,
yogurt.
please.
Yeah.
Not your kids' Parmesan
kids
lunchbox,
new today.
please.
Like,
Not the
no,
lunchbox
not that
yogurt.
one.
We need the plain yogurt.
Plain
Plain
yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
works
that works like a bomb.
instantly.
Okay, someone commented saying, "Thank you, Women's Warehouse, for educating and doing everything you can to uplift us all."
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Boop, boop. Okay. So what's next?
Yeah. So tomorrow is the last day of September, and then it is Go with the Flow. October is Go with the Flow. So, girls, we're going to be talking about everything to do with your menstrual cycle.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have got a lot of content and all those questions like
Keep bleeding.
Keep bleeding.
Go with the flow.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna.
Go
Here
with
we
the
go.
Oh, that's going
We're
with
gonna
the
go
flow.
with
Looks
your
quite
flow.
good. Looks like a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about your flow, but we're going to talk about all the things that go together with your flow. So we're talking about sex in your flow, we're talking about lumps in your flow, we're talking about flow happening once or twice a month. That's happened to some
Where did your
women.
flow go?
Where did your flow go?
Yeah.
Flow in menopause, all of-
Changing the flow.
changing the flow, all of those things. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. I think that's going to be quite interesting. And obviously, we're going to talk about the different products that you can use. And we've got some new ones that we want to bring in, some experiments that we've had that the girls are doing, because my flow is just
Yeah. Where did your flow
Flow
go?
go.
it's just disappeared. So we're going to be talking about that as well.
Yeah. And please, guys, ask us if there's something you want to know about your flow. Ask Women's Warehouse. We are prepared. There's no awkwardness here in this section. We are prepared to answer your questions. So please engage with us. Engage on the social media posts. Join the live sessions. Everything is anonymous. If you don't want to ask, send it and we can answer it on the live sessions for you. But this is to let you know and keep you in the know with your flow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love this flow.
In the know with your
In
flow.
the know with your flow.
In the know with your flow.
That's a good one.
And just so that you know, ladies, we are busy fixing our website.
Yes, we're excited about that.
Very excited about that because I know that we've had you know, since we started Women's Warehouse to where we are now, our business has evolved and it's changed a lot. And there has been a few people that have commented and said the website is not as user friendly, so we're busy sorting that out. So that's very exciting. And then also please just remember that we're coming up to December, which is also your 16 days of activism.
Yes.
We'd really, really like you guys to get involved in that. We're planning an activation, a nice event where we're going to be having it at a gym and you guys can participate, and we're going to have celebrities, and watch our social media for that because it's going to be so exciting.
That's going to be so cool.
It is
Very
going to
exciting.
be.
But stay tuned. We're going to build it up. We're going to tell you guys about it. It's going to be awesome. Yay.
Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. Until next time. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy ISCOM. Load shedding. Bye.